This is Green Man with Farmers Market On Demand, here with Nkisi Pyro.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
We're finally at the Old Town Farmers Market because Uptown is down today. So we'll be back there next week and the following week after that. And then we'll probably be back here on New Year's Eve because they're open on that Saturday. So I'm excited. Nkisi, who are you going to interview today? We got 4 great people we're going to be checking out and showing you guys.
Absolutely. So today's episode, I feel like, is going to be a little bit nerdy between our opener and our closer. So Andrew's going to be telling you about who he's going to open with. And then I'm going to be doing Abbey Lee Farms. So that's a local farm that has 2 large properties that help fulfill all the produce at the local farmers markets. We're going to be talking to Adam from there, and he's going to be giving us more information on that. It's a really beautiful line of produce. I've seen tons and tons of tomatoes and cucumbers and zucchinis, and he might even be giving us some good little tips, quick recipes like cucumber tomato salad. How easy is that?
Yeah, I love doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and then after that, I'm going to be finishing with Terre Botanicals. Terri is the owner, and these are amazing aromatic sugars, finishing and salts and edible essential oils. So she's going to educate us on how we can use them to complement our food and enhance the flavor, and not just as a condiment.
Wow, she's really cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well then I'm doing, but I'm going to interview Mark Lewis with Chmachyakyakya, and he's really awesome. It's 8,000-year-old ancient foods that he's going to educate us on that grow here really well in our area, and you guys will want to know about this stuff. He goes out foraging, and he does like walks and teaches you to identify trees and things like that. That's what I like doing through Foraging Fanatics, so we're probably going to be utilizing his services and working together. And then I get to go and meet with St. Anthony's Greek Orthodox Monastery with Katya, and she's really great. They've got all this stuff that's made by monks, and they've got Moringa. I love Moringa. I'm kind of out right now too, so if anybody has a good hookup, let me know. I'd like to get some fresh leaf and then enough to dry some out. But yeah, we're going to taste these Moringa bars. They got dates and figs and nuts, and then they've got some other foods that we're going to test out, but it's all made by monks here in Florence, Arizona. So local, it's good for a good cause, and these guys know what they're doing, so it's super healthy. So what do you think? Should we head on into the market, guys? Come join us. Yeah. So, yeah, guys, this is a really awesome market. It's really easy to get to on a Saturday morning. There's not a lot of traffic, and there's just a lot going on here. And their walkways are nice. Like it's kind of easy to walk around. You don't really have to you don't bump into too many people. Yeah, just strollers every once in a while. And it's dog friendly. I've noticed a lot of people bringing their dogs here. If you live in the area, it's a really easy walk. If you're in downtown Scottsdale, just kind of walk over. There's bike racks everywhere too, so it's really bike friendly. I like that. I'm at the booth for St. Anthony's Greek Orthodox Monastery with Katya. She's so awesome, and she's going to let us try some great stuff. So can you tell us a little bit about the monastery? Do you know a little history about that at all? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. The monastery's been there about 20 years now. There's about 50 monks, Greek, Canadian, American, and they actually grow and produce all of the things you see here on this table. So they have thousands of olive trees. They're actually, right now, as we speak, picking and pressing olive oil. So they do all their own pressing on site. They have their own press. They have olives, of course. They have moringa trees, which, as you know, moringa is a superfood. It's an amazingly highly nutritional plant. They have moringa trees. They dry the leaves and actually make moringa powder. Folks put them in smoothies. We also make moringa bars. The monks actually make their own energy bars using moringa. And then, of course, seasonally, we have the citrus. Right now, we're just starting lemons, but we have oranges, grapefruits, anyway. Amazing produce. And then as you move on down here, we have the hot sauce, which they actually grow their own peppers and make their own hot sauce. They do use some of the olive oil in the hot sauce. It's amazing. It won an award. It was one of the top 5 hot sauces. So anywho, that's really good. And they have a smoked one where they actually smoke the peppers outdoors in a smoker. So, and then they have herbs. All the herbs they grow on site as well. So we've got olive oil, hot sauce, moringa, and what else can I tell you?
Oh man, this is so great. It's kind of overwhelming even for me. These are all things I'd love to eat. So how many? Do you know about how many trees they have up there of moringa? I mean, that stuff that grows so fast.
Yeah, about hundreds of trees actually, and they keep planting more. And moringa, actually, we sell the seeds. If you want to grow your own tree, it grows really well here. Only needs 10 inches of water a year. So it's like the plant for Arizona.
For anywhere, I mean, it's the miracle that this thing provides so much,
Yeah.
and it only asks so little. It just keeps giving and giving. I wanted to really sample. You had a bar set aside for me, right?
Yeah, moringa bar. This is a bar made with organic figs, dates, almonds, pumpkin seeds, the monastery honey, which we don't have today, and then moringa powder. So I'm going to go ahead and let you try it. It's very healthy. So yeah, it's not candy. It's very good for you. It'll pack a punch and last a while. So it's right over here. I'll go ahead and grab a bar and see what you think.
Oh, I'm really excited. I see. The thing is, like, things that people think don't taste good, I think taste good. Like, I've really made my palate around being healthy. So, and I love moringa. Like, if there's moringa in anything, I'll just love it. So,
Okay.
do you know? So, do you know why they make them with all these ingredients, or is it just because of the stuff they have? Or
I just think that the abbot of our monastery is very health conscious and very into cooking and natural foods, and he, I think, designed the actual. So it's divinely inspired, a divinely inspired recipe.
Okay, this does taste really good. Yeah, you were way underselling it. This is good, guys. If you do eat healthy, this is better than a raw bar.
Yeah, I think I try to explain that it's like a Lara bar, but you get 3 of them, and it's $5, and it's all organic and natural, made by monks.
Hey, well, Katya, it's such a pleasure to meet you.
Me too. Thank you so much. Yeah.
I'm so glad you were very good.
Okay.
Awesome job. All right, so now I'm gonna head over to see Mark Lewis with Chmachyakyakya. I hope I'm saying it right. I've been practicing this, so Chmachyakyakya.
Chmachyakyakya. Chmachyakyakya. Chmachyakyakya. Easy.
So Mark, you're doing some cool stuff that is really dear to my heart. I've been foraging for foods and stuff since I was like a little kid. I'd run off in the woods, burdock root, cattails to get the flour, like all that good stuff.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
So now you're focusing on things that are known for being pretty much, people have been cultivating these foods for thousands and thousands of years, and these are the ones that grow particularly well in the Southwest.
Right. And a lot of people a lot of city people don't think of them as crops. They think of them as wild. But actually, if you're out in the wild and you find these things, that you should say to yourself, okay, it used to be people here. Wolfberries, prickly pear cactus, these are things that really like people. So when you find them in especially a highly concentrated area, you should say to yourself, somebody used to live here. Okay.
Gotcha. So when you're out in the desert and you see like a whole grove of prickly pear, people were helping to cultivate those to get to that point.
Right. Assisted agriculture, it's called. So
I love that term. That's a good term for you guys to know. Assisted agriculture.
now for us, it's foraging because we're going away from our home. We're out in the wild and all this other stuff. But basically, in this area, there are about 2,000 different things that you can find out in the desert and in the foothill mountains. So small plants, big plants, things you expect would be food, things maybe you don't expect would be food. We've got a lot of stuff.
So they're doing a little demo today. We want to tell us about that and how you're affiliated?
They're going to be using tepary beans. And tepary beans, there are like 4 or 5 main species of bean. You should realize, except for fava beans, all beans are native to North and South America. They were taken over to Europe and Asia. Mung beans belong over in Asia, but we really are the center for beans. So teparies is just one species. It's not the same as, for example, if I can hold these up, you've got a kind of black bean, which is a relative of the kidney bean. But there's also a black bean that's a tepary bean. And tepary beans have about twice as much iron as the regular, kidney bean kind of bean, black bean. and you can determine how much iron they have depending on the growing season you allow for. The shorter the growing season, the more concentrated the iron is in the tepary bean. The tepary is also good because it's native to the desert, so it's going to grow without irrigation. It does not like to be bothered after the first couple of weeks. So it's grown in the ground as a baby. It's a baby. You got to take real good care of it, water it and stuff. But after the first couple of weeks, it prefers to be left alone, and it's basically going to use the rainwater during the summer. When the whole plant dries up in the fall, that's when you harvest. There are more than like 20 different kinds of tepary beans, different colors. There are some that are square instead of round. There are some that are speckled. This white kind is the kind that the chefs like because it's actually a sweet kind of bean. So you can use it to make desserts. You can use it as a base for other things. The white tepary, very nice. I'm not sure which kind she's using for her demonstration today, but tons and tons of vitamins. It's native. Loves to grow under mesquite trees, Palo Verde trees, those ironwood trees, kind of legume trees, without any help from you. So you could grow it in pots, you could grow it in your yard. If you go out in the wild, they're real tough to find because they blend in so well. They like to grow in grass underneath the ironwoods, and
So you'll find them like in a guild, a tree guild. Like you got the tree, then you got shrubs, and then you got the beans.
And it's kind of the similar kind of guild as the squash and the corn and the beans.
Yeah, the three sisters.
These three. You'll have a legume, which is beans. You'll have some kind of grass, which is corn. And then you'll have another plant, which could be cactus or squash or oak or something like that. They grow together because they're using different nutrients in the soil. And they provide each other with different things like shade from certain of the plants and the nitrogen from the legumes and things like that.
You did a great job. Dude, man, you're so full of info. We're going to hang out. We're hiring you. Foraging Fanatics is going to hire you to take us out on a walk or 2 or 10 or... I feel really... What was that movie? This feels like the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Okay. Well, it's very nice to meet you.
Good morning, Terri.
Thanks for coming in and hanging out.
Absolutely. So good to see you.
Nice to see you too. Thank you.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Terre Botanicals and how this all got started.
Well, Terre Botanicals is a birth of all things delicious. And it all started at about 4 years old in my grandmother's garden. And I have been a plant junkie my whole life. And the name Terre means earth in French, or even my name Terri means harvester. And so whether I like it or not, this is my life's work.
I love that. Yeah, the meaning of my name means the awakening of nature. So
There you go. So we have something in common.
yeah, a love for the earth. So
Yeah,
great.
right.
So tell us how we're loving the earth and how we're using the earth's resources to amplify and accentuate and complement our food.
Oh, I love the term compliment. Thank you. I can tell you this, that the products all started out when I was down at the farm at South Mountain, and I was in this glorious place of all of this fresh produce. And I thought, well, they don't need any help because that's already perfect. So what I can do is I can create flavors that can complement the fresh vegetables and the fruits and so forth. So early on it started as trial and error. And I do want to mention that the one common denominator in everything I do, and this is what I'm most passionate about, I've been an aromatherapist for about 30 years. And so I'm really trying to educate the consumer on how to bring in edible essential oils. And we figured out through the idea of cookies and cakes how to start. And so we began with our aromatic finishing sugars. And truly, they're developed and made in essence that people can have a healthy sweet tooth. They don't have to feel guilty that they're consuming the nasty sugar, but technically it's still botanical. And so our whole idea is create these lovely flavors that might be a cardamom, a Meyer lemon, a rose petal Darjeeling. And then we morphed into our savories, soups, salads, meats. And then of course our essential oils is the common denominator that is in everything.
I love that. So we're amplifying all of the food's natural essence because it's perfect already in nature, the produce, and now we're just giving it a nice compliment.
Well, it's a spark of life
Yeah.
that's in every bag.
Exactly.
So thank you. Yeah, that's right.
I love it. I love the packaging. It's beautiful.
This is a piment de ville. That the piment chile is actually originating from the Basque region in the French-Spanish border. Their terroir, their soil. This is a much spicier pepper, but where it's being grown in Northern California, it's almost tempered. It's a softer flavor, and we're using a Jurassic red salt to blend our salt pepper blend because, you know, I'm kind of addicted to this. I use it in everything, whether it's my soups or my popcorn, and I can't live without it. So here's another one of those. Give me your hand. And this is what I think is one of the most unique, and it's the third spice. Charles Keller is the one that gave that quote to us, and so you're not going to see a whole lot of piment de ville growing anywhere except in that particular region in Northern California.
That's amazing.
So you have to try. Isn't that delicious?
That's amazing. That's so flavorful. It has so much deliciousness. You guys, this is a really exciting, amazing product. It's not even a product, it's an experience. So come and get your experience here.
Oh, thank you for the compliment of the experience.
Thank
Bon
you.
appetit.
Bon appetit. Thank you, Terri.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank
That
you.
was great. We'll see you guys again. Come back. We'll come back here. This is Nkisi Pyro with Farmers Market on Demand and Adam with Abbey Lee Farms. Thanks for being on the show.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
So tell us a little bit about Abbey Lee Farms, who started it, and the 2 locations that you guys have, right, where you're growing here in the valley?
Yeah, so he started his name's Neil Brooks. He's the owner. He started when he was about 12 in 1976 growing plants out of the back of his car. I think he had like a cart and he just went and just did it. He did it for a couple of years, went to college to Yale, dropped out of Yale, came back, perfected the business, and started with just house plants, indoor plants, outdoor plants. And then kind of a couple years ago realized that the decline, the market decline for plants, and no one my age wanted to grow a plant and keep it alive, starting to decline. So he started going towards food because everyone wants food. Everyone eats food. It's only going to go up. His notion is locally grown. He wants to sell taste. That's his niche. So we decided it's hard to compete with Mexico, but Mexico never has taste. So we wanted to bring that to the market. We wanted to bring good, delicious produce to the market. And so that's where we're at now. So we have tomatoes, cucumbers, eggplants, melons. We do a bunch of different, he's done zucchini, he's done peppers. So he just kind of likes to, dabble in really anything and kind of get, feel where the market is and grow based on what people are wanting.
That's awesome. Well, let's take a walk over by some of your produce. You've got some really amazing looking tomatoes. In fact, Andrew hand-picked one for me that he insists that we're going to try. But I figure this might also be a good place to just kind of show people you've got cherry tomatoes, and then it looks like heirlooms, right?
Yeah, so the big misconception with heirlooms is like people think that the funky, weird-looking ones are automatically heirlooms. Well, an heirloom is the age of the seed. So if it's over 50 years old, that's really what is considered an heirloom. All of our seeds are non-GMO. All of our produce is pesticide-free, and all of our seeds are heirloom.
Do you mind if I try one of these right now?
Absolutely, of course.
Okay, so I actually have some of Terre Botanicals salt left over, so I'm just gonna salt my. She just
There
gave
you
me a
go.
sample, so I'm just gonna salt my tomato.
It's gonna be juicy.
Oh, super juicy. It reminds me of the ones off the vine when I was growing up, like as a kid having a garden, and you just have like that really good garden fresh tomato.
And they actually smell like a tomato. They smell delicious. They actually smell delicious. Our oldest tomato is maybe 2 to 3 days, which is like versus the grocery store, it's about 21 days from Mexico. So, and it's basically farm to table by the time you get it. So, and that's what we want to do. That's what our niche is.
On that note, Adam, thank you again so much for being on the Farmers Market Show.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right, guys. Yeah, so make sure to please like and share this video. Even though the video is over, you can still share it around. People can still watch this and come to the Old Town Farmers Market later on. So thank you so much for watching, and remember, you're voting with your dollars. So if you want your community to be healthy, spend your money in your community.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks for watching, you guys.
Website.
Oh yeah, and visit us at www.fmodaz.com. Thank you so much. We really appreciate all of your support from the heart of the FMod Squad.